Now let me say just a few simple words about the instrumental accompaniment of kunqu. The most important instrument used in kunqu is the bamboo flute. The bamboo flute is an instrument that is about 2 and maybe 1/4 feet long. It is a complete tube. It has 6 holes, and it has 1 hole between the embouchure, the blowing hole, and the first finger hole that is covered with a membrane. The vibration of this membrane when you play the flute gives the flute a very crisp, penetrating timbre. This is very different from a Western flute, which has a very mellow sound. Now, this slightly sharp, crisp timbre actually helps support the singing voice. Very often, when you attend a kunqu performance, you won't even hear the flute because the flute is playing in unison with the singer, except at the beginning of a phrase or the beginning of a word where the flutist will add a little embellishment. That cues the singer into the next word that he's supposed to sing. So in kunqu singing, you want to know where one word begins, where it ends, and the next word begins. You don't slough over the consonants. That is the kunqu style. Now, kunqu ensemble usually is composed of what they call 8 big pieces. Actually, there's more than 8 of them. The other melodic instruments include the mouth organ. You've probably seen these. It's a bowl with lots of pipes sticking out of it. This instrument also usually plays in unison with the flute. Then there are a few plucked instruments. For example, a pipa, which is the flute that's held up like this. There's also a 2-stringed fiddle, the erhu, which is lower in pitch than the Peking opera 2-stringed fiddle. Sometimes there are 2 of these. In some cases, an ensemble will include a moon guitar, which is a round plucked instrument. This is what we call the melodic section. In Chinese, it's called wenchang, or the civil ensemble. It takes maybe 3 to 5 people for the melodic part. Then there's a very important percussion part of the ensemble. One is very important instrument is the small gong. You've probably seen large gongs, but in kunqu very often you use a small gong. And the small gong usually has a rising tone when you strike it. So it sounds something like te, 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 te. When you hear this small gong, somebody is going to enter the stage. Now, if the person or the character that is walking on stage is a warrior, someone who's out to fight, you will find the large gong and the cymbals doing a very exciting percussion rally, and then the warrior or the fighter will, come on stage. So the percussion part of the instrument, aside from marking the rhythm of the singing, also has this introductory function. It gives you some idea of what you're going to see. And the percussion section of the ensemble is called the wuchang, or the martial section. Now today, the producers have expanded this small 8-piece ensemble to a big orchestra. There's probably 30 to 40 pieces of instruments, including Western instruments like string bass and cello and so forth and so on. This means that the orchestra can no longer be accommodated on the side of the stage where they can see the action on stage and match their music to it. Now you have to have a conductor in the pit. Sometimes it's the flutist who just raises his arm as he starts to play, and the other instruments come in. He sits a little higher so he can see what's going on the stage. I think this is very unfortunate because I think the orchestra or the ensemble is part of the show. These are some of the stylistic features of Kunqu. So now you know there are no repeats in a Kunqu aria. Secondly, one word sounds like 3 or 4 words. There's an alteration in the vowel. You have to pay attention to the rhythm or just go with the flow. You don't have to worry about harmony, although nowadays there are some harmony. The important thing in Kunqu is the melody. I hope this will help you appreciate Kunqu a little more. Thanks.